Hi, I am Heather, and this is the second part of my story. Check out the first part if you haven't seen it yet.
Did you get new IDs for us?
And new phones?
Not only that, I even found a nice car for us.
I've got money for the trip too. I just got payment for my photos from a magazine. You don't have to come with me though. You know that, right? Don't start. We've already talked about this.
Someone locked us all in a bunker. Or did you forget? We're fugitives now, and your supposedly dead brother certainly has something to do with it all. He introduced himself as magician to each of us, and then some fishy guys tracked him away. He left us with a note asking for help.
We're all in this together, and none of us are leaving. Okay. I won't try to stop you again. A week later, we left for North Carolina.
The coordinates magician left us seem to be leading to the city center.
Is this the place? It looks like an Indian street. We found a small Indian store at the address we had been given.
Hello? Is anyone here?
You're here. Those people told me about you. What people? I do not know their names, but they were wearing black. They said that 5 people would come here to see me soon and asked me to give you this. They left us coordinates again. They also told me to treat you to lunch. Here, I made pani puri for you. Jay suddenly turned white as snow.
What's the matter with you? It might sound silly, but I haven't eaten pani puri just like these before. My family was wealthy. I mean, before I ended up in an orphanage. My babysitter was Indian and she used to make them for me.
Could it just be a coincidence? There's something else I need to tell you. My daughter Leela went missing a few days ago. Those people must have taken her, I'm sure of it. The police didn't listen to me. We will try to help you.
If we find magician, we'll find Leela too. I can't wait to punch the bastard behind all of this.
We left the store with mixed feelings.
I wonder what our next destination is.
Let's see. It seems to be somewhere in the forest. Again?
Don't tell me it's going to be a bunker again. Are you scared you'll have to sleep on the floor again?
The road through the forest turned out to be so terrible we had to stop the car halfway there. We made our way through the thicket and soon found ourselves in front of an old hut. It looks like a forester's hut. When we got inside, Chrissy suddenly screamed, "Ah!
What's wrong?
There is
What? Those weird men? A monster?
a spider!" At first glance, there was nothing unusual about the hut, but soon enough, Arthur noticed something strange.
I can't believe this.
What's the matter?
I know this robot. I had a toy just like it when I was a kid. Its arm is injured, see? It broke when I dropped it. Is it a coincidence again, or are they hinting at something?
I suddenly got a piercing headache. The next moment, scenes from the past flashed before my eyes.
I already lost my wife. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I need to protect my children.
After the memory ended, I staggered and almost fell.
What happened?
I think I've just remembered something. When I told the others about my flashback, they were astonished. Are you saying your father brought you and Magician to the bunker? What I want to know is who he wanted to protect us from.
I don't like this. We came here because your brother asked us for help, but now it seems like we're just puppets dancing to someone's tune. Look here! There was a note in the robot! See, this is what I'm talking about. It's coordinates again.
It was getting dark, and we decided to go to the new address in the morning.
We still need to decide where to spend the night.
I think we should go back to the car.
No, we need to stay here and watch the hut. What if those men in black show up here? Let's split up. Thunder and I will stay here, and Jay will go to the car with you girls.
I felt safe in the car and even managed to doze off. But in the middle of the night, I woke up when I felt someone's gaze on me. It felt like someone was watching me from the forest. As I peered into the darkness, I noticed my brother. Niall! But as soon as I tried to approach him, he ran away. Wait, why are you running away? Soon, I lost sight of him and realized that I was lost. Dang it! There was no signal and I didn't know how to get back to the car. Then I heard footsteps and the crunching of branches behind me. Could it be Niall? But the one I saw was, what are you doing here?
I thought I saw those men in black here in the woods while we were watching the hut. I went after them, but ended up running into you.
I think I saw my brother here. Everything is so confusing.
We're being manipulated like puppets. I don't like it.
We spent the rest of the night in the car and left for the city in the morning. On the way there, I tried to remember something else about my childhood, but it didn't work. A water park? Are you sure this is the right place?
Did our puppeteer pay for the entrance tickets at least?
I zoomed in on the map and saw that we had to go to the central pool.
And what now?
Maybe we should go for a swim.
I'd like to try a few of these rides.
For some reason, at that moment, I felt like I didn't belong there. Why can't I remember anything?
You need to learn to behave. You need to learn to behave. Stay here, be quiet, and memorize this code. You will need it to open the lock.
After Dad left, my brother and I locked the door and tried to memorize the symbols. Hey, look at this. Do you see that symbol?
What's so special about it?
It's the same as the one on my locket. My dad gave it to me shortly before he died. We keep seeing things that reminds us of our childhood and our parents. First it was Jay, then Arthur, now Christy.
You're right. What is that number?
It was written with a marker. Could it be a clue? Do you think it's the number of a water slide?
Or of a locker in the dressing room?
Jay was right. We've got new coordinates. We decided to take a break and went to the nearest diner.
I love burgers.
At one point, I looked out the window and saw two dark figures. My heart immediately started to pound. It was just like when I was a kid. They're here! However, by the time we ran outside, they were gone.
How do they do that? Frickin' Copperfields.
We were about to leave when a policeman approached us.
Show me your documents.
We were about to show him our fake IDs when Christy suddenly stepped on the cop's foot. Run! We took off and hid in an alley.
Why'd you do that?
I saw Thunder's photo on his phone screen. He would have arrested us.
Would you look at that? Turns out you can be useful too.
I don't even know if I should feel offended or flattered. Soon, we came back to our car and drove to the coordinates from the new note.
Why couldn't they send us to an all-inclusive 5-star hotel? Just once.
Go back to the bunker. There should still be some canned food there. This is a cosplay shop. What are we supposed to find here?
Where is the cashier?
While we were talking, I noticed that Thunder was standing by the masks. His shoulders were shaking like he was silently sobbing. I never would have thought that that big guy was capable of crying. Are you alright?
I had an older brother. We lost our parents when we were very young. He was my only family. Back then, he used to wear masks like this to scare me. One day, he found some sort of job and said we were going to get rich soon. At first, it seemed like things were looking up, but one day, he left and never came back.
And you've been all alone ever since?
Yeah, I was 15 back then. I couldn't pay rent by myself and ended up on the street. After that, I dropped out of school, fell in with a criminal gang, and tried to find my brother.
But you still haven't found him?
That frickin' Vector. The company you worked for turned out to be fake. I couldn't even contact any of their employees. Wait, did you say Vector? My parents work there.
I've heard that name too. Heather, your father was talking about it when he came to my stepfather's house. This can't be a coincidence. We looked for a note in that shop, but it was nowhere to be seen. The cashier didn't know anything either.
If you're not going to buy something, then get out of here.
We had to leave and go to the outskirts of town, away from prying eyes.
Okay, so to recap, our parents and Thunder's brother worked for the company Vector. We don't know what they were doing, but it was clearly something dangerous and not entirely legal.
For whatever reason, it could have put us in danger too. That's why Dad decided to hide Niall and me in a bunker.
I tried to find more info about Vector, but they're being very careful. They are pretending to be a small company, but there's definitely more going on.
My head started to hurt again. For a few moments, I was brought back to my childhood. Niall and I spent several days in the bunker, and then the men in black came there. They wanted to take us with them, but I managed to escape. I got lost and wandered through the dark forest until I accidentally found myself in front of an orphanage. How could I forget so much?
It could be a defense mechanism. Those events must have been so shocking, you sort of locked some of your memories away.
But why didn't Dad come back for me? Our conversation was interrupted by the appearance of a stranger.
Who's that?
She looks Indian. Are you Leela? Radha's daughter? I am. Some strange people locked me up for several days. Then they brought me here and told me to give you this. It says to go back where it all began, and there's a new address. They also said that at the last shop, each of you will have to make a choice. You wanted to change your lives, didn't you? I have a bad feeling about this.
Let's see where this last place is.
Our orphanage.
This is madness. If we go back, the cops will catch us.
Do you have any better ideas? I don't know about you, but I want to get to the bottom of this. My brother is there.
Mine might be too.
We decided to go, and I offered Leela money so she could get home. Take me with you. I think those people won't leave my mom and me alone. I want to figure out what's going on too. Okay, but keep in mind that it might be dangerous. It took us all night to get to our hometown. At some point, Thunder stopped the car to take a break.
What are you thinking about?
My brother. What could they have done to him?
Trust me, I get that. I hope we'll see my brother again soon.
At that moment, I saw Thunder in a new light once again. My first impression of him couldn't have been more wrong. On my way back to the car, I noticed Arthur and Christy nearby. She seemed to have forgiven him, but it didn't bother me anymore. I stopped worrying about Arthur a long time ago, considering everything that had been going on. We almost got to Maine by the morning, but the police stopped us before we could reach the city.
Your IDs, please. Take off your cap and sunglasses. Dream on. Hold on, guys.
Thunder hit the gas so hard that I was pressed into my seat.
You're crazy. My life only lasts 10 seconds, from start to highway speed.
Luckily, we managed to lose the cops. We left the car in the woods and walked to the orphanage.
If I don't find my brother, I'll stop breaking the law anyway. I'll turn myself into the police and take all the blame. You'll be safe.
What do you think is gonna happen?
I won't be surprised by anything anymore.
When we arrived at the orphanage, it was empty, but the door was unlocked. It's an announcement about a field trip. Everyone must have left for the city. We went through all the rooms and eventually found ourselves in the main hall. At first, we thought it was empty as well, but then a man stepped out of the shadows. Niall!
Congratulations, you've reached the end. Your quest was my first assignment.
What's going on?
Vector organizes large-scale and, at times, deadly games. You guessed right. Your loved ones used to work there or take part in Vector's games. They all died, and you were kept under watch after that, especially you. Dad tried to stay away to keep you safe, but as you can see, it didn't work.
Do you also work for Vector?
They taught me everything I know.
You didn't need to be saved. It was all just part of a stupid game. How could you do that? We lost our parents because of all of this.
Vector has given me a better life. Besides, I have an amazing girlfriend. Leela?
You were working with them? She wasn't the only one. I didn't even notice when men in black and a woman in a long coat walked into the hall. Why does her voice sound so familiar?
Because we've already met.
Radha?
I am one of Vector's main organizers. You all wanted to change your lives, and we gave you a chance. Join Vector. If you refuse, you will have to face poverty and a life on the run. The police are already outside. We planted some evidence. You will be charged with several crimes. But if you stay, you could take part in more games and eventually work for us.
There's no way we're joining you.
She's right. I'm in. Are you out of your mind? I want a better life for myself. Great. We could use a hacker.
I realized that Thunder was staring at one of the men in black in shock.
Brother?
At that moment, it became clear to me that he would want to stay too. I looked at Niall and thought for a moment, but my choice was obvious. The Niall I knew died 13 years ago. Magician is nothing but a stranger to me. When Christy, Arthur, and I ran out of the hall, they didn't even try to stop us. But there were cops waiting for us at the door. Let's escape through the back door.
Are you going somewhere?
We were led to a police car. The next moment, Thunder appeared. Can you believe it?
Get in the car now!
We took off at the speed of a tornado.
Sooner or later, we'll be locked up or buried in a ditch in pieces. But not today.
Look, they sent a helicopter after us.
I feel like we're in GTA. Judging by the helicopter, we're a 3-star wanted level. Hold on.
Soon we managed to break away and got back into the car we'd left in the woods. Why did you change your mind?
He will always stay with me, and he will always be my brother. You, however, won't make it without me.
Over the next 6 months, the 4 of us were constantly moving. I sold my photos to earn a living. Christy, Arthur, and I graduated from school remotely using our new names. Thunder found a legal job online. However, we were still terrified we were being followed. Sometimes I thought I saw people in black in the crowd. You were out for a long time today. We were starting to worry. I made some nice shots. I think I can sell them for a pretty penny. Are we expecting anyone?
That's pizza delivery. Don't worry, they won't bite. Game is on, little sister.